This is the Effing One podcast with Adam and Luke.
As we talk everything Formula One motor racing.
G'day and welcome to Effing One podcast. It's Australia's only dedicated Formula One podcast. And to the land of Mardi Gras, barbecue meat on a stick, and oversized Jesus statues. Brazil we go. Arriba! Andale! I think that's the wrong place. I might have got the wrong country there. The 2018 F1 season may be over, but there is still so much to look forward to. Lewis Douche-Canoe Hamilton is now a 5-time world champion, equaling the great Fangio, and is now just 2 world championships away from Michael Schumacher's 7 titles. Can Lewis make it to 7? What now for Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel? And will Dan Ricciardo drive again this year for Red Bull after his 8th? Did not finish. 7th technical retirement, a suspicious pattern that if it went to a jury, would be found guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Play the X-File music. That's right, it's an X-File. With 2 accused, Christian and Marco, covered in blood, their DNA and fingerprints scattered all over that dead carcass of the Red Bull number 3 car. Or it could be a coincidence. Luke, how are you?
Adam, I'm well, thank you.
Coincidence?
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate, gosh. No one likes a fence sitter. No one likes it.
Well, you look back in the times of F1, a lot of mechanical reliabilities have...
Not this many, Luke. Not this many.
Well...
We still love you, even though you're a fence sitter.
I'm not a fence sitter.
What are you looking forward to in Brazil, muchacho?
I'm looking forward to a 4 o'clock race start. That's for one thing.
Not again.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
You know what Producer Pete just said? By the way, Producer Pete in the corner, everybody. Producer Pete.
Thanks, Pete. He's turned around this time.
Got a great idea for making Formula One great again, which we will touch on. We would like to make some suggestions as to how 2019 Formula One might be spiced up a little bit. Pete's got a zinger. Absolute zinger, ready to go.
Sitting on it.
By the way, speaking of zingers, this podcast is packed. We're going to see what that crazy Kimi Räikkönen is up to very shortly. Isn't he a character? We love him. Going to Sauber next year.
He is.
And also going to be chatting to the unluckiest driver in Formula One history, may not have a seat next year.
And we're not talking Daniel Ricciardo.
Not talking Daniel Ricciardo. Man, he's unlucky, isn't he? But Kiwi driver Brendon Hartley, he's going to be joining us, taking some time out. Big fan of the Effing One podcast.
Yeah.
And we have an exclusive interview with him very, very shortly. We are punching way above our weight here at the Formula One podcast, Effing One podcast. Big names on the show. Huge. And is tradition with Effing One podcast, Luke, we have to wear the native costumes of the featured race. This is Brazil. We are previewing Brazil. Luke is wearing, as selected by producer Pete, he's been up all night sewing, a capoeira outfit, the national martial art of Brazil, developed by the African slaves, cleverly disguising fight training inside a dance. Luke, can you show us some capoeira moves?
It's just basically I'm wearing pants. Because I don't wear a shirt.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just loose-fitting pants.
Yeah. It's like hammer pants.
If you were to try to kill me with one stroke, how would you do that? Can you show me in slow-mo?
I'd probably dance back and forth, side to side, and then you would slowly duck under my leg that's going over your head.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think I did my hamstring.
Impressive. Get some ice. Can we get some ice for his hamstring?
Thanks, Pete.
I think it's pulled a muscle. He's pulled a groin muscle again. And yes, Luke, I am wearing my samba fruit hat and a thong, as is custom on the beaches of Brazil. Just a huge mankini.
I thought you were being Ronaldo, the Brazilian soccer player. He wears the same thing.
Does he? Does he really?
Yeah, I think he banged a tranny as well.
Did he really?
Yeah, good on him.
Wow, that is good news. I'm surprised that's not in F1 news.
It's not, no.
This is real fruit on top of my hat. So if you do get peckish, feel free. That's a banana.
I thought it was a grape.
Oh, that's a grape. That's a grape.
You can't see it. It's on your head. It's understandable.
Yeah. So, Brazil. What are you looking forward to, Luke? Tell us about the track.
I do love the track. It's when I play F1 video game,
Iconic
I
on the
do
PlayStation,
quite
isn't
enjoy
it? Yeah.
Some good hairpins, some fast corners. So there's 2 DRS zones. When you go down to turn 1, it's a downhill little S.
Yep.
Down into turn 2, and then continues along turn 3 to the left-hand side. Then a good long straight down to turn 4, which is a left-hander, double left-hander going through 5, up the hill to fetch a pail of water.
Yes.
Go to the right-hander 6, 7, and another right-hander 8 as it tightens down to another
That is
hairpin.
really tricky on the PlayStation, that little combo of turns. I never seem to get that right.
Yeah. You got to just take it a little bit later.
Yeah.
Run a little bit more speed, a little bit later with the apex, because you got to think a few corners ahead. Don't just look at this corner, look at the next
look
2.
beyond.
Yeah.
I like the corner just as you get into the straight. That's nice. With sort of undulating up to the left.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
Yeah. That's where Mark Webber had a massive accident in the Jaguar. It was a wet race.
Is that where he flipped it?
No. It's where he crashed into the wall. He went backwards into the wall, then he came back across the track, leaving tyres and debris everywhere.
Right.
And a few cars went past. They heeded the yellow flags. Fernando Alonso did not. He did not heed the yellow flags. He fucking went flat out straight into one of Mark's tyres in the middle of the road, and that caused a massive accident for Fernando. He still got a podium place for it. I don't think he actually made it onto the podium because he was injured.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was
dangerous.
I think, like, when that happens, when there's yellow flags out, you need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, but he just powered on.
I don't understand. He thought that it was past the incident. I'm like, had you seen anything? Like, there's nothing there. Like, you're going up that hill, the yellow flags come out. Yeah, the 2 cars in front of him managed to slow down. That's my only sort of thing. Well, I watched that footage the other day. I'm like, why wasn't there some kind of reprimand?
Yeah.
Because that's just really... If you had a marshal out there trying to extract Mark from the car, or it's a big accident.
Because common sense would make you think that if there are yellow flags and there's an accident and you've not passed the accident yet, you will come to that accident.
Yeah, that's the point. When it's yellow, you slow down.
Yeah.
When you see... that race, there was, I think it was turn 3. There was a big river running across turn 3. Like, it was raining heavy the whole race, and then the rain stopped, and then turn 3 just had this constant river of water. It took out like 5 or 6 cars on this one corner. Mark hit it, did a 360 and kept going. But I think Schumacher went in there. I think a few other, Button went in there. And yeah, Mark was on... They were still intermediate tyres, and because the rest of the track is dry, except for this one corner, so everyone was still running those tyres because they couldn't get through that stream of water with dry tyres. So yeah, by the time you're coming around turn 14, 15, that's when Mark backed it into the... It was a big accident too.
Huge.
He had another big accident at this track in World Endurance Championship when he was in Porsche. I think it was his last race. It was a massive accident.
So historically, who has driven really well here? Who wins this more often than not?
I think it's at altitude, so it might suit, but you need a fair bit of grunt.
Right.
Because, from turn 13, like pretty much from turn 12 up to 13, 14, 15, they're all flat corners down into turn 1. So you're on the gas quite a lot. And when you come out of 2, I think early on the corner, you're a little bit feathery on the throttle, but mid-corner, you're full throttle going all the way down into turn 4, and it's quite a significant straight down there. It's a 4.309 kilometre circuit, 71 laps, just like the previous Grand Prix, 71 laps.
Yep.
Max Verstappen has the lap record of a 1 minute 11.044. The first Grand Prix was 1973.
1973. So even though it's at high altitude, you wouldn't expect the Red Bulls to do as well as they did in Mexico because it's a different circuit, not so heavily reliant on downforce. Is that what you're thinking? More high-speed corners.
Yeah, they got high-speed corners. They got the 2 hairpins, turn 8 and turn 10. Red Bull have always been weaker here. Like Max has the lap record, but when it rains, generally the Red Bulls do all right, and more than likely there's going to be rain there. But yeah, in terms of the sheer grunt out of turn 12 all the way down to turn 1, it's a significant amount of power, and you always see the Mercedes seem to do really well, and I dare say the Ferraris will do well this year.
And Lewis Hamilton won't be sort of hindered by the fact that he's just nursing that championship home now. He might have a real hot crack at this. He might.
This could be a crash fest.
It's going to be on because we're just driving for.
Do you predict
pride.
How many cars do you predict to be out on the first lap?
Well, Alonso will be out, I think. Dan will be out pretty close to the start with that bucket of crap that he's left with, all the offcuts of.
We should Flintstone it.
Yeah, it's like a sausage shop, that Dan Ricciardo side of the garage. It's all the off parts from the floor, the lips, ears, and arseholes. It gets shoved into a pig's stomach. So Dan will be out pretty soon. Who else? Stroll. Look,
so Stroll's going to hit Alonso again.
Yeah, probably. Van Dorn. Look, there's going to be at least 5 people out.
5?
There's going to be 5 incidents.
I'm going to predict 3 into turn 1.
Okay.
3 into turn 1.
All right. No, that's pretty. Yeah, that's. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a lot of carnage.
Because everything's off the table now.
That's true.
They do have a constructors' championship, but
it's not even close. It's not really that. What is it? 750 points for the constructors' championship between Mercedes and Ferrari.
Pretty significant.
Yeah, that's going to be all out. And Bottas is going to try to get a win between now and Abu Dhabi.
I'm going to be begging, like, please, sir.
Yeah.
Can I have a win now?
Yeah. I can't overtake, but please, can someone give me something? Throw me a freaking bone over here. Hey, Louis, I've done some stuff for you. Yeah, so I think Lewis will be out to get some points. Max will be headbutting his way through. Dan will be out in the first couple of laps. Yeah.
What's the failure going to be this time?
Well, it'll be technical.
Technical.
It'll be technical. Well, he doesn't make any mistakes. The only time that there was an incident was Azerbaijan, where Max did the old double move, and the overtaking genius crashed right in the middle of Max. So it'll be a technical issue.
Of course.
Engine.
I'm
tipping the engine.
You're going to blame Renault?
No, not blaming Renault. It's a second-hand Renault that Max just doesn't want anymore. That's the problem. I'm going to stop with the conspiracies. I think it's time.
You're more just conspiracies. Calling it facts?
It's pure fact. No, I'm not even going to... There's the X-Files theme again. Every time I mention the conspiracy, the X-Files theme comes out. It's not a conspiracy if it's true.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's true.
That's true.
Well, let's see what happens. So, should we talk about predictions?
Predictions. Let's go into predictions for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Yes.
You are up by 6 points. I managed to get a couple points back.
You've clawed the lead right back because it blew out to 9.
Oh, I got into double digits.
Did it get into double digits?
Yeah, I was pretty shit there.
But you have made a big comeback. There's 2 more races to go. This is the little tipping contest between you and I, which is great for podcasts because people,
they're into it. They want to know who wins.
We get tweets all the time.
Yeah.
Good luck ads this week, Luke. You suck, or Luke this, or Luke. Yeah, come on, Luke, get him.
You're sending those tweets to yourself.
That's true, and your mum.
So you're such a Mum, how can you do that?
Get
you do traitor,
that, mother. Okay,
came out of your womb, your lady garden.
Good heavens! Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Luke, if you're listening.
I'm not. I'm sorry what I did to it, but
oh, Luke. She went through a lot of... You're worth every second of that labour, Luke.
You're damn right I am.
She says it every day. Worth every second of it.
She's rocking back and forth in the fetal position.
Let's go for Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes.
I'm going to go for Lewis Hamilton. I'm going to play it safe here to take out this championship.
Double Lewis?
Double Lewis.
Yeah, I'm going to go Lewis.
I'm going to go double Sebastian. He's going to be wanting to prove something.
Double Sebastian. I'm going to go double Raikkonen.
Oh, yeah, you need a point of difference here.
Red Bull Racing.
It'll be double Max with
double Max
with new equipment and Dan will have rubbish in the back.
Doubling down on Dan.
Oh, yeah.
I've got faith in you, Dan. Come on, you honey badger.
I hope you're right.
I hope I am too.
Renault, I'm going to go Hulkenberg. Double Hulk.
Double Hulk. I'm going to go Hulk. Because I like the man.
Yep, he's a great guy.
Haas.
Let's go... let's go the Frenchman.
Oh.
Let's go the Frenchman. Yep, you can have the Dane.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Dane.
Go the Dane.
So if I get those three, we're back to... I've gone 3 points of difference straight away.
See, I'm being nice.
You're being very generous.
I'm being generous. I'm not going the favourites. I'm going for the roughies.
We did go for Max, Sebastian, Lewis, and Hulkenberg. That's pretty...
That's true. Who got next?
McLaren.
Let's go double Alonso. See, here's a chance because Van Dorn's in good form after the last race.
I'm going to go Alonso
And?
in quali and Van Dorn.
Because Alonso will get smashed up by Stroll.
I hope he finishes the race at least, but just behind Van Dorn.
Oh, he's checked out.
I think he's going to have a good race. I reckon this
Alonso?
is the one. Yeah, I'm going to change that to Alonso.
Oh, late change.
Because I just think that he's going to have one more showing of Masterclass. And it's going to be this
Wouldn't it be
weekend.
nice if he had a podium? Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
If there's a few go out in the first lap,
That's true.
and McLaren managed to make a better car,
That'd be massive.
Force India.
Let's go... I don't want to say Perez, but I'm going to say Perez.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think that Ocon didn't drive that well last race, and I think he's going to struggle.
Okay. Toro Rosso.
Gasly.
Gas man.
Sorry, Hartley. I can't.
Hartley out-qualified. Gasly was in front for a while, and then I think he flat-spotted a set of tyres. So he pitted early.
Okay.
Kind of got his strategy out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go a double Hartley. I'm going all
There's
out.
a big point of difference here. You could really do this.
Yep. I think there's some things you've handed me.
I have.
Sauber and Williams. Sauber.
Let's go for Leclerc.
Yeah.
That's a gimme.
Damn. I'm going to go Leclerc. I don't trust Ericsson.
You've got enough point of difference with the other ones.
Yeah,
You're
I
fine.
know.
Williams, let's go... Oh, God. Who do you pick when you got two shithouse drivers? So hard. What do you want? Do you want the nard or you want the...
Do you want a turd sandwich or a douche?
Either way you do it, you can polish a turd at the end of the day.
You can roll it in glitter.
True. All right, let's roll this little turd in glitter and say Sorokin.
I'll go Sorokin as well.
Okay.
I could have went Stroll, but I'm thinking, you know what? There's enough point of difference. I'll just whatever you were going to choose, I was going to choose the same.
Impressive.
And I prefer Sorokin over Stroll.
Yes. Do you have any driver lineup news for next year? Do we have any info on Brendan Hartley?
No news.
Do we know where he's going to be in 2019?
We don't. As he said in the interview with Sky F1, he has another year, but it's performance-based. So if he does a decent job, maybe in the last two races, he might keep his job.
Okay. News on Williams. Do we know if the pole is going to be... Kubica is going to get a drive next year for Williams?
Well, everyone is hoping and praying, but unfortunately, hope and prayers don't pay the bills.
Unless you're Hamilton.
Yeah. But he needs £20 million to get himself a seat.
What's he got in the bank?
I think he's got 350.
That could be enough, is it? It ain't going to be enough.
He's got more money than he had earlier in the season, like when they were trying to decide
The payout for
him
them from the
Sorokin.
injury? Is it the payout that he got from that injury?
Mate,
He has some cash
he's
from
still
that.
paying for that. He, if he gets some money, and I hope there's some, even if he does like a Justin Wilson.
Maxwell Smart?
Justin Wilson put himself on the stock market as an entity, and people could buy shares in him.
Oh,
So that got him the money to get into F1.
genius.
So maybe Kubica, and he would have a lot of worldwide support, more than what Justin would.
Effing1 podcast would throw any available funds that we would have.
Yep, from all of our sponsors.
To get Kubica back. We should... Pete, how much cash do we have in the Effing1 podcast fund to throw at Kubica to get him a drive for Williams next year? He's blown it all. Not on the cock, was it?
Cockfighting.
The cockfight? He's fucking addicted to cockfights, producer Pete.
He is.
Loves to see a sword. Loves to see a sword.
Do you
sword
know?
fight.
Do you know what the place called? The place where he goes cockfighting.
The cock and brawl. Love that place.
It's a great place.
It's a great place.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's if anyone wants to chuck some funds Beats' way, by all means. Any rich people out there listening to the podcast in Sweden or
Love to see that.
the UK, get him a race.
Get
Even
him
if
a
it's for the last race. Make him show everyone how good you are.
Yep.
You wipe the floor with one of those two douchebags and you'll get yourself a race seat for next year.
Absolutely. Any other driving spot? What spots are still available in the field?
That's it.
Ericsson is no longer...
He's going to IndyCar.
He's going to IndyCar,
Yep.
the stay-at-home Viking.
He'll still be a reserve driver for Sauber, but he'll be
As well as being an Indy?
full-time driver in the IndyCar Championship.
How does Ericsson feel about that?
I am the stay-at-home Viking! I am not completely happy, but also not completely disappointed. I'm going to go back on the sofa and eat some Doritos.
And also, Doritos is massive in the United States. Maybe they could put that on the side of the car. Imagine if that happened and they put it on the side of the car like, who came up with that, huh? Who came up with that?
Effing One podcast.
Yeah.
And he thanks us,
So he should.
the sponsors.
Yeah.
Um,
There is rumours that the IndyCar might be coming back to the Gold Coast.
Is that right?
Not next year, but the year after.
IndyCar back on the
And I
Gold
think it was
Coast.
our Premier, Queensland Premier said, I remember going to Indy when the Indy cars were racing around and there was tens of thousands of people. No, love. There was over 300,000 people.
She said tens of thousands?
Yeah. 300,000 people would turn up to that event.
It was good.
And it was more people than would go down to F1, would come to the streets.
Is
of the
that
Gold Coast.
right?
That's correct.
Well,
300,000
It's
people.
the perfect destination. If you've not had a look at the Gold Coast, Google it. It's on the east
There are
coast of
beautiful
Australia.
beaches.
Queensland, beautiful beaches, picturesque. Great spot for it was a good track, a good street circuit.
Now they have changed it for the supercars. They've shortened it because they brought in the light rail, but they'll be running on the shortened circuit if they decide to come here.
Wouldn't that be good?
It'd be good.
We are licking our lips at that prospect. Like it a lot. And we, of course, will be down at the Melbourne Grand Prix in March next year.
We will be.
Looking forward to that.
We're confirmed. We're locked in.
Locked in. We've got the press, the gallery, the bull pit. What do you call it? The media passes.
Bullshit. What?
The bull pit. We'll be in there, getting some quotes and some chatting with the drivers. That's going to be fantastic.
Is that an exclusive?
It's an exclusive.
Have we got our media passes?
We've got our media passes. We've got our Effing One podcast hats ready to go, making F1 great again. Wearing mine right now.
I wonder how much it would cost us to get a Effing One podcast suit, like red
Driver suit?
suits. We could get overalls.
We could get overalls with making F1 great again, down.
And if anyone wants
vertically.
to sponsor our overalls, by all means, hit us up on Twitter.
Absolutely. Just down the side, maybe down the wings.
I don't care if it's a business or if it's someone's name. I'll put your name on the side of it.
We are easily bought.
We are whores to your products.
Whatever you've got,
Vagisil, we'll put it on
we'll
there.
whore it out.
Yep.
Yeah, Veggie Fresh. I don't care. I'm going to have it on the back of my jacket. We could just, it would be so similar to a Ferrari outfit. We could probably just go straight through.
And doing a Terry.
Yeah. I might go get your ID. Oh, no, it's all right, Sebastian. In you go, mate.
Now, I have a theory. I know we've already talked about Mexico, but something happened in the Mexico Grand Prix, and I think Terry is back.
Terry is responsible for everything that goes wrong in every pit garage throughout the season, and he jumps from pit garage to pit garage, just causing mayhem.
So I don't think this was deliberate. Like, he normally does it deliberately, and he sits in the corner. And
Like Muttley.
yeah, like Mudley. He's just an evil genius. That's it. It's emphysemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry. Williams was fined for endangering pit crew. In their pit stop, one of the crew got knocked down. I think it was Terry, out of practice and was just in the wrong position and got knocked over. That's my theory. They got fined some coin.
I did see that.
€25,000 for
25,000
endangering
euro.
the pit crew.
What's that in Aussie dollars?
Oh, that's
40 grand?
$1.5 million, I think, in Australian dollars.
$1 million. Wow, that is
Our conversion is shit.
it's really shot up the old
Yeah.
euro. Wowzers. It's impressive. So, Terry, you spotted Terry. Well done, because he is
I can only assume.
Well, you do have a keen eye for it, and he is hard to spot. The only way you can tell him apart is from that muttly sound that he makes. And your hearing is like a bat. You've got, like, bat hearing.
That's very well described.
You use echolocation. That's the hearing that you
I do.
have.
That's why I keep my hair short.
Yep.
And it's the balding at the back.
It's the balding that's the trick. Yeah, well done. Well, you've used your echolocation for good, not evil this time. Thank fuck. Because normally it's just, eating insects.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Good
you
crunch,
find
good protein.
good for you. Can't complain about that.
Lowering my carbon footprint by eating bugs.
There we go.
You're welcome.
Well done,
world.
sir. Have you got any effing what news?
Effing what?
Yeah.
Would you say it's
Effing what? Because you like to bamboozle us with some effing what
I've got
fun
some-
facts. What do you got?
I've actually done some research. I've been a bit slack. I must apologise for all the people who wrote in. Mum and your
And
brother.
My brother. But between masturbating, he was
It was-
twittering.
It was a short.
He doesn't have much time between
He
masturbation.
just put effing what and question mark,
Yeah.
and that was it. And with
Yeah.
a little, like, a jizz sign. What's the watery splash emoji?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what that meant.
yep, squiddy.
So this particular effing what fact, something to blow your mind, the logistics of Formula One.
how they get from
A to B
How
to
they
C.
move.
Yeah, so there's 21 races
the circus.
in 5 continents. Right, so we have, they have tons of freight. That's some's going by sea, some's going by air, and also you got the personnel people that are in the planes. So F1, so the Formula One charters 6 747s to cater for the freight.
wow.
An interesting thing for the flyaways. So for the first race in it's Australia, Bahrain, Shanghai, and Baku, Canada. All of those in January had freight sent by sea. So they had sea freight, what they call
slow boat.
sea kits.
Right.
So they would have 5 sea kits between each team. So one goes to Melbourne, another one goes to Bahrain, another one to Shanghai, another one to Baku, and another one to Canada. And once Melbourne's done, that kit will then go to Singapore, and the Bahrain goes to Sochi, and the Shanghai one goes to Japan, the Baku goes to United States, and Canada goes to Mexico. So the idea of this is because shipping by sea is a lot cheaper, and so what they'll have in those containers is like garage setups, chairs, tables, appliances, kitchen stuff, like just all the bare minimum, and so that'll arrive before planes fly in.
They don't use Australia Post.
No,
'Cause
they will never get there.
If you post something and you put it on the slow boat, it takes like 6 months.
I sent something to New Zealand, and
That's a throwaway. You can throw that far.
yes, I can. I really can.
You've got
I've
a good arm.
Good arm. And it took like 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Someone sent something from Europe to New Zealand, and it took a couple of days. But I sent something to Australia Post. They go, oh yeah, thanks mate, thanks for your parcel. And then it just sits there getting
Yeah.
dust, and they go, oh,
It's on the next one out, mate.
yeah.
It's on the next one.
You look at the scans of, like, I got tracking. You look at the scans, and
Still sitting there.
Still sitting there. At the local post office, you lazy sons of bitches.
So these get express post. They put them up with a bubble wrap and they express post them by
So
boat.
they have 40-foot containers,
Yes.
and they'll have between 3 to 5 containers of sea freight for each of the 5 allotments. And each team will have that. So the 10 teams will have, like, some will only have the 3, but someone like Red Bull or Ferrari, Mercedes might have 5 containers in each
Who
sea kit.
pays for the containers? Is it the respective teams pay for it?
Teams, yep.
Right.
And same with the 747s.
They split the cost.
F1 organises it, and then they pay for the space inside. So however much space they use up inside the planes. And sometimes Red Bull or Ferrari might all of a sudden bring a new floor to a Grand Prix weekend. And it wasn't ready when they were initially flew over, but they managed to get it manufactured before the weekend starts, and they'll have their own private plane that'll fly it over.
Man, I wonder it's so bloody expensive, this sport.
But you think about it. Imagine sitting like you sit next to a fat person on a plane. Imagine sitting next to a undercarriage of a Formula One car. Imagine sitting next to a floor. Fuck!
Can you move over?
He's taking the armrest. I'm in the middle. Fuck!
God, stupid Ferrari floor.
And the floor's looking out the window.
Yeah, why is he sitting next to the window? He can't see anything. Why has he got the best spot?
So 3 months in advance, they have all this organised and done and out and onto the ocean to get it ready for the upcoming races. Interesting thing is, so between Bahrain and China, it was a back-to-back race. So what was it? It was in 6 hours after the checkered flag had dropped. All equipment was at the airport. 6 hours.
Jesus, that's
So they
crazy.
Packed everything up, and they have what they call priority pallets. And the priority pallets, each team has 3, and they're the one that go on the first plane. So the priority pallets, which is generally the garage,
Yep.
it's
The chassis.
electronics and IT.
Right.
All the car stuff will come later.
Right.
But those 3, so once they get there, they will set them up first.
Right.
And then they bring everything else in. It's interesting, they have a system. So let's say from the Bahrain to China, an 8-hour flight, it arrives on Monday evening, then it goes through customs, and by midnight, the pallets start arriving at the track. No one can touch the pallets. None of the teams can touch the pallets. They have to wait until all the pallets have arrived for the priority pallets, so that no team gets like a setup advantage in terms of getting their stuff done. They all have to wait until they're all there and ready, and then they can do it. And then it's generally by Tuesday morning when they can actually start building each garage.
Wow.
So yeah, once that's done, so Tuesday they'll get the garages built, and then by Tuesday afternoon, evening, the new pallets arrive for all the race kit, everything else. And again, no one can touch that until the next day.
Do they have a team within their own team who just look after the pack up, pack down, the moving? That must be a whole thing in itself, the whole logistics of it.
Yeah, part of it is too.
I can imagine Christian Horner going, all right, guys, so make sure you're on the bus, 3 a.m. Terry, don't make sure you're there as well.
So they'll have like a pack down manager, and he'll
Yep.
organise the pack down when it happens. Over the weekend, there's nothing really to do. But as soon as 15 minutes after the race,
Boom.
bang,
It's on.
everyone's got their high vis. And
Everyone just listens to him.
yeah, this is what we can do. This is the order we're going to do it.
Pack down manager.
They all practice in the factory how to pack these pallets to make sure it's all space and time efficient. And but also each garage is different.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to design their C packs to make sure that it suits each garage. So in a nutshell, 10 teams flew 4,000 miles. They packed up, shipped and assembled in 58 hours.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive. And that's my
Effing what? Highlighting the fact that you are one of the great Formula One minds. Just the attention to detail, the research, the stuff behind the scenes that you put in. Remarkable. A tip of the cap to you.
Thank you,
Luke.
my friend.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
that's quite amazing. The logistics
Yeah.
of...
It's something you don't think about.
Oh, no, I'm saying the logistics of this podcast. The logistics of you doing Effing what? That's remarkable.
It's a logistical nightmare.
It's a logistical... This podcast...
I walk down the stairs, I bring my laptop with that.
That's what Pete is. Producer Pete is the pack down guy. He's the pack down manager.
Yeah.
As soon as we switch this mic off, he's like, all right, guys, pack it down. Not like that, like that. Take the foam thing off first. Tell you, unplug the headphones next.
Yeah. He says, fuck off, Adam.
Yeah. Go home, Adam.
Go home
Just
to your
go
family.
home. Don't even look
Luke,
at me.
pack that up.
Yeah,
I'm
Luke.
going to have another coffee.
Adam, don't touch anything. Luke, pack it down. It works well. It's a good system.
Great manager.
Very good. He's a people person. Finding a job with Brendon. This is a segment that it's a relatively new segment. Brendon
What's it
Hartley.
called?
Finding a job with Brendon. Oh, wow. You outlasted me. This is where he is one of the unluckiest drivers, second only to Dan Ricciardo with 8 DNFs, 7 technical. None of them his fault. Just had to mention that for no reason. But Brendan Hartley, he's got a hard, and he has got a
You
contract
call
for
it a
next year.
bum's rush.
Very much so. Very much so. So we're going to check in with Brendon and see how he's going, because he needs to be he needs to be on the ball for next year. We're not entirely sure he's going to have a contract. We know he has a contract, but we don't think that means anything in modern day F1. No. So we should check in with him and see if he's got any plans. He's heading off to Centrelink just to make sure he's got all the bases covered for next year. So let's get into it. Hello, Brendon. It's Marjorie from Centrelink. How are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm good, thanks, Marjorie.
Oh, good to see you got a smile on your face. How'd you go with the Mexico Grand Prix?
Oh, I did all right. I qualified better than my teammate. I out-qualified my teammate, so I'm pretty quick.
That's great.
But I had a bit of an issue in the race. I flat-spotted a tyre, so I had to pit early, and that kind of just threw me out of everyone's sequence, and I finished behind my teammate.
I would have got up early to watch it at 4 o'clock in the morning, but don't really care for the sport, to be honest.
I get that feeling you don't really care.
No, we care about you, but
I don't think you do.
Let's find you a job, Brendon. Now, come on, let's have a look at the board, shall we? Just in case F1 doesn't work out for you next year in 2019, because I'm going to be honest with you, here at Centrelink, we've put some bets on, and it doesn't look good for you. You're currently 3-1. Not good odds.
I'd like to take those odds.
Okay, let's have a look at the board. What do you like? Okay, so coming up on the board for Brazil, we thought while you're down there having a little race, maybe you'd like to do a bit of work on the side. So, here are your options. Option number 1 on the board is a bikini waxer on the beach of Rio de Janeiro. How do you fancy yourself ripping off some wax on some undercarriage?
I don't really have too much experience with that. I had to do that once for Sebastian Vettel, but as kind of a prank. But I think he enjoyed it, so it wasn't really much of a prank. I think it was more on me. But I don't mind the beach. I quite like getting outdoors.
How was the undercarriage? How was Sebastian's?
It was very bright. I've never seen anything that white before.
Yeah, right. Probably puts a lot of attention into it. So your other option is a gang member, a Brazilian gang member. There's been a couple of positions opened up. There's been a crackdown, some deaths, some murders. And you'll be lucky to hear there is a spot opening up in one of the big gangs in Brazil.
Well, that sounds exciting. What kind of journey will I be on with the gangs?
Mostly murder, rape, inserting drugs on one's person, and also a getaway driver. They're looking for a getaway driver. That could be something that you'd be good at.
I've never tried murder before, but it sounds...
Have you tried inserting drugs on your person?
Once. But it wasn't me person, it was another person.
Was it Sebastian Vettel?
It was Sebastian.
That doesn't surprise me.
No. He really enjoyed it. Yeah. Probably a bit too much.
Oh.
So I could do the getaway driving. I think that would be
the waxing.
I think it's probably more in my wheelhouse to be driving in getaways, and whatever. If the gang needs me, I can do other things.
Yep.
I'll just give it my best shot, and literally my best shot.
Okay, sure. Well, that sounds good. What do you like with hand-to-hand combat?
I'm pretty piss poor.
Okay, no, that's perfect. And what do you think about holding people up at the lights? Is that something you think you could do?
Oh, definitely. I think I'm quite assertive.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's good. That's good. No, I think this is perfect for you.
I'm quite assertive. I can really get in their face. I don't know if you saw my last few press talkings. I was quite aggressive. I'm like, I'm better than my teammate. I've done really good here. So I think if I get to the set, I'd say, hey, could you please give me your laptop?
Oh, that sounds frightening.
See?
You frightened me. If I was in a car,
Would you give me a laptop?
I'd give you the keys.
Oh, that's very nice.
Actually, let's do some role play.
Okay.
Because here at Centrelink, we'd like to do a little bit of role play just to make sure you're the perfect candidate for the job.
All right.
I'm in a 95 Lexus. I'm at the lights at Rio de Janeiro, and you're a gang member. Ooh, you look really tough. You're all sweaty.
It's because of the humidity.
It's very humid. So, I want you to hijack my car. All right? Don't take any prisoners. Now go.
Okay, excuse me, miss.
Yes?
How are you today?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Listen, I've got a bit of a proposition for you.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. That was terrible.
Now, just hear me out.
Okay, keep going.
I have a bit of a proposition for you. If you get out of your car, I won't shoot you in front of your children.
It got better at the end.
You had like it. I wanted to feel safe, but also feel terrified by my calmness.
I just feel that your Kiwi accent is just too nice. Work on your meanness. Give me your mean face.
Or
Give us a look.
This is my mean face.
Yeah, see, I'd probably hire
That's
you
as mean as I can get. Look, I got my fist. It's all crunched up.
I would be happy
I'm
for you
gritting my teeth.
to babysit my children. You look that calm and friendly.
I do have a bit of a baby face.
You do. Just work on it. Work on being
Maybe
mean.
they could call me Babyface. That could be my gang name.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Tell you what, let's give you a go. Babyface, as
Thank you, Marjorie.
You're welcome.
Now give me a fucking laptop.
And that was
Finding a Job
with Brendon. He's very good. As a gang member, he is really... he's the friendliest...
He's not going to last long
He's a
on the
friendly
streets of Brazil.
He's going to get chewed up and spat out.
Every year, F1 teams get pulled over. Journalists, they have cameras stolen, gear stolen, teams get stuff stolen.
Not now. Not with Brendon on the job.
Well, no.
He could be personal security detail for F1. And now with his contacts, with the gang,
yep.
we might see a decrease in crime figures.
Maybe.
Would be nice.
Or just the death of a Kiwi person.
Or a dead Kiwi guy.
I like Brendon. I hope he survives it.
I hope he lives through it, through Brazil. Good to see him come out of that. He'll have some stories to tell after being in a Brazilian gang anyway. That's fantastic. Very quickly, I'd just like to ask you if you have any thoughts on making Formula One great again. This is a big thing for us. We've been all year trying to find ways to make Formula One more exciting. Part of the Effing One podcast motto. It's on our badge, on our emblem. It says, making F1 great again.
Yeah. It's our business model.
It is.
It's what we do.
We've got the hats.
It's our mission statement.
It is our mission statement. We've got the hats
Making
on
F1 great again.
right now. Effing make Formula One great again. Got that right?
His second language is English.
Yeah. So what we'd like to do is just throw around some spitball, some ideas how we can make 2019 season even more exciting. And I've come up with something. Being, of course, Hamilton 5th world title, I would like to propose that maybe we do a Fangio style back in the 1950s, where Fangio would, on the race day, decide which car he was going to drive in, because everybody wanted Fangio to drive their car.
I've got some footage of what Fangio used to do. He used to stand there with his arms folded and he'd go, I want that one. And he goes in that car.
With that exact accent.
Exact accent. That's his Argentinian accent. Yep. I want that one and I don't want that one. I want that one.
Perfect. Perfect recreation of what Fangio would do. He would jump in that car and then drive his car of choice. So I would like to see in 2019... that instead of drivers choose their car, it's a number and a hat.
Oh, I thought you were about to say the car chooses them.
That would be fun.
Like some kind of giant wheel of fortune where there's a car in the middle and then they spin it and all the drivers stand around it and whoever gets picked, that's who they're driving.
Brilliant.
I'm sorry, I threw that in.
No, I love it. Option one, which is actually better than my idea. That's actually more concrete.
We're here about making F1 great again.
The car chooses the driver. Put the car, the Ferrari, spin the wheel. Your drivers are standing around the car. Whomever the car points to, that's your driver. Put the Williams in.
And if the driver has personal sponsors, the stickers just get put on the car.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The team has their own sponsors, but then just chuck if you've got personal sponsors. I'm sure like Checo Perez has some personal sponsors. I dare say Sergei Sorokin has some.
Yep.
You could just put those stickers on the side of the car.
Love it. Going back to my idea, which isn't quite as good as your idea, but...
we're a team.
We're a team.
We're a team.
Teamwork. This is what we do.
You started the fire.
We're working together. This is brainstorming.
Yep.
This is how brainstorming works.
Yes.
At the highest level of corporations.
We're throwing shit against the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yeah, if it doesn't stick, it just slides down, which is great.
In a hilarious style.
Yours are stuck, and I love it. So my idea was putting the names into a hat, pulling out the name. They get to choose the car they drive in.
Yep. Like a lucky dip.
Like a lucky dip.
I quite like that.
And then, so the qualifying in a lucky dip situation, just getting very animated, get very excited when I talk about, great ideas for Formula One, as we do. We just get so excited. I just hit things with my hand.
You're so aggressive.
What do I do with my hands?
Don't know.
No.
And then maybe for race day, they do the same thing. Another lucky pick, and they have to race.
Right.
Yeah.
So the grid's set up by the lucky dip of the drivers the day before, and then
Correct.
they re-lucky dip to see who gets to drive
So
those cars in
Hamilton-
said position.
Yeah, Hamilton might have to qualify in a Williams, but then the next day, so he's qualified 7th in a Williams, so he gets another pick, and he might pick out a Sauber. So he start from 7th in a Sauber.
Yeah. I quite like the idea, and I think merchandising might be difficult.
True.
But with the way technology is going, you could probably just, your shirt would be some kind of hologram, and then you just press which driver you're in and which car they're in, and then it just changes to those colours.
That's a great idea.
We've just made a new fashion label, hologram T-shirts,
Yeah.
and we can just program whatever. If you go to a sports game, I'm going to put my Manchester United shirt on.
Brilliant.
Bang. Done.
There it is. Like a hypercolour.
Manchester United keep losing. I'm going to change it to a Chelsea shirt in the
Right.
middle of a game.
Right. Almost like
Bang.
a hypercolour T-shirt.
Oh,
remember the hypercolour T-shirts?
do I remember
That kind of
them?
thing.
I had them.
But rather than it being heat, it would be, you would just select.
Yep. It's probably
Same
on
it.
your phone.
Yep.
By that time, it's probably something embedded in your wrist, or you just think it and it happened.
And it just happens. Bang.
Yeah.
Make an F1 great.
We're
It's
making the world great.
one idea at a time. Brilliant.
I have an idea
Yep.
to make Formula One great again. It's a retro round.
Okay.
So every team, generally most teams have their reincarnations or have, previous, like Red Bull used to be Stewart Grand Prix and Jaguar Racing and things like that.
Yep.
To go back to their, let's say, into the mid-90s. Let's keep it safe. We don't want to go to
Right.
the 70s where you could die at any corner. But let's say you get to drive Schumacher's 2001 car, or you could be driving the 99 Mika Hakkinen car. So you choose a year,
Yes.
and then everyone drives the cars of that year based on championship from the previous year. So throw it out there, get him in some old cars, get him fighting on groove tyres, something a little bit different, just to show who is the best driver in a variety. Even give him a manual gearbox. Go back even further.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Go through the H-pattern gearbox.
Brilliant. Something that throws the norm right out the window, so you're not always getting the best drivers and the best car. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's get some great drivers and some shitty cars.
Yes.
Let's see that.
Yep.
Let's start them at the back of the grid.
Maybe like a summer series. Once F1 ends, then, hey, bring out some of the retro cars.
Yep.
Even if it's they just remake let's say, a 2002 Ferrari. Everyone drives a 2002 Ferrari.
Yep.
And then whoever wins like a single make spec, but it's retro, it's old.
Yeah, and you've got to have the same hair, like the 70s hair.
Yes.
Get the big mustache.
Big mustache, that's what I'll be growing
Nigel
this month.
Mansell. Mansell style mustache.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful mustache.
That's-
Here's another idea. How about we have drivers qualify, your top 6, because you've got 2 distinct kind of competitions. You've got the A and the B. So top 6, they qualify. They can only ever, the best they can qualify is 14th, which would be the best spot. So you've got the slowest car, slowest drivers. Well, the best of B versus A at the back, and the best drivers have to
Work their way through. Yep,
through.
I would love that idea, because there's clearly a massive gap between the haves and the have-nots. So from 7 onwards, you're in pole.
Yep.
Um,
It's so predictable.
yeah. But the top 6, you got to qualify as you are,
Yeah.
and then you'll be in your pole position of the
And-
back.
And every race.
So not a full reverse grid.
No, not a full reverse.
Just bring the top 6, put them because they all end up in front of them anyway.
Yeah, because qualifying still matters. You'll still be in front of the guy that qualified behind you, but you all start, the best cars start at the back. You've got to weave your way. How often have we watched Grand Prix where the best races have been where Max Verstappen, Dan Ricciardo, Vettel, Hamilton have ploughed their way through the field, and it just looks awesome.
Yeah.
And it opens up the element of risk.
But also some of these drivers who let them past, no, fight 'em.
They've got to fight them.
Fight 'em.
There's no yellow flags.
No, there's
Just
no
make
yellow,
them-
there's no blue, there's no meatball flags. It's just you have to get past him, and you got to make it difficult. Don't make it easy for him.
Just go for it.
Go for it.
You would have some top, and the World Championship would be a lot closer, because you would have incidents where Vettel, Verstappen, Hamilton have been hit by back markers trying to get through the field. They just crash.
Yep. If it's Sebastian Vettel, he's just going to be hitting.
A
It's funny.
lot.
He doesn't hit the back markers. He doesn't hit the people he's fighting back through. He hits the Max. He hits the
Yep.
Lewis.
That's true.
He hits the Daniel.
I like it. Some good ideas.
Great ideas.
For making F1
We'll come up with
great
some
again.
more in the next podcast.
Yeah, and we'll deliver them to Liberty Media again.
At some point.
At some-
Let's just wait till they come to us.
It's
Pete's blown the money on the cockfights.
yeah, we don't have much.
So we'll
cash.
just have to wait till Melbourne turns around. We might have to drive down there. Actually,
that'd be fun.
what if we hitchhike?
We could hitchhike our way down to Melbourne, save some cash. Clever. Be fun.
Oh, wouldn't it?
Road trip.
down
We'll
with the truckers.
Podcast the whole way with the truckers. Just the whole way. Get some good content.
So what are you seeing on the road? Nah. Give me my pills. Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking. Well, by the way, well done to you and me for staying in costume for the entire podcast.
We rarely do that.
In your capoeira outfit. You look like you're ready to kill somebody
Slowly,
in your
back and forth.
back and forth.
Yeah. What am I going to do? What am I do? I'm
You're itching.
back and
You're
forth.
itching. And me in my fruit basket hat and my G-string thong. I'm
You look
surprised
incredibly comfortable.
It's weird that you haven't been able to look at me once, though.
No.
Like, no eye contact.
No.
Which is weird.
It's disturbing.
Anything you'd like to add before we thank your mum for the beautiful ensemble of delicious treats?
Mum's just mentioned that we've forgotten someone.
Oh. Who do we forget?
Someone very important to the podcast.
Producer Pete?
No, we've mentioned Pete
Numerous
multiple
times. I can't.
He's quite happy with his mentions.
And his Doritos.
And his Doritos. But we're forgetting Kimi.
Kimi Räikkönen.
I
How
know.
can we forget Kimi?
Oh, we've got a little portal
A little portal.
checking in to see what Kimi's up to.
Let's see what he's doing right now.
At home with Kimi.
Ooh, feel like one of us was a bit flat.
Oh, I'm always flat.
Yeah,
I never peak.
that's okay.
I'm like a plateau of life. I'm
Yeah.
just solidly mediocre.
It's just mediocre. Oh, okay. So the portal's opening up, Luke. I can see it
Oh,
now.
oh.
And I can see Kimi. He's dressed in his Halloween costume. It's no longer Halloween, but obviously
He's
he was
still in it.
still in it.
It's a big night.
This is going to be awkward. All right.
Wah! 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 I look good. Really good. Okay, so let's go trick-or-treating. I'm dressed as a Joker. About 3 days after Halloween, but that's okay. Let's see if this house has any treats, shall we? Okay, let's knock on the door. Hello! Trick-or-treat! It's Kimi Räikkönen! Hello? Oh, hello, little girl.
Hello.
Hello. Trick or treat. It's Kimi Räikkönen, Ferrari driver.
It's 3 days too late, sir. We gave away our candy.
You don't have any candy? You I got dressed up for no reason. Oh,
You should have done it a few days ago.
this is just great. Yeah, I was busy, wasn't I? I was driving in the Mexican Grand. Did you watch the Mexican Grand Prix, little girl?
No.
Okay, good, because I didn't drive so great. Probably a good thing. Are you sure you've got nothing in there in the house? Your mum and daddy home?
I could give you this bottle of vodka.
Do you have any vodka?
Of course I have vodka.
Oh, yeah, please.
I'm a European child. Of course I've got vodka.
Yeah, Europeans, they always love. Hey, you want to drink with me?
Of course I do.
Okay. One for you,
Let's get shit-faced.
two for me. Hey, I just want to tell. Let's go watch some replays of me winning the Grand Prix in the USA. You'll love it. Okay?
Okay.
I brought it with me. I bring it everywhere I go. Sometimes I just let it go. Hey guys, come on. Hey guy, come watch a replay of me winning the American Grand Prix, and people love it. So you're gonna love it. You don't want to watch. You don't want to watch the kids show? No. Let's watch the Grand Prix.
I just want to drink.
Yeah, okay. Let's drink and watch me win the American Grand Prix, okay?
And that was
At home with Kimi. It's quite pushy on that small child.
Oof, that kid's got a drinking problem.
It's not a problem.
Well, if she doesn't, she will have She will have now.
Yeah, she will.
She's don't drink with Kimi. We've learned our lesson.
We have.
We've learned our lesson.
Yep.
He will drink
I
you
haven't
under the
touched
table.
a drop since.
Far out, that guy can drink. What a legend. What an odd segment that is. Okay, well, let's say thank you very much to Mrs. Luke for the beautiful
Mum.
Brazilian food. What do we got here, Luke? What is your
It's
mum
a
been-
lot of meat.
A lot of meat on sticks.
Yep. A lot of charred meat.
Well overdone meat.
Yeah.
Just, there's meat, there's
Chewy.
sand, there's a bowl of sand. Why's that there? I don't understand what that is.
Texture.
There's a thong.
That's yours.
Oh, God. I'm naked. I'm complete, except for the fruit hat.
Can we
completely-
just get some of those bananas and...
Yes, a little bunch of grapes in that banana. Just strategically place it. There we go, perfectly. Hey, thanks, Luke. That's been fun.
Thank you.
Next race is Brazil, of course. Meet you back here for the wrap-up. It's going to be awesome. And get hold of us for comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Just say g'day. Effing One, the #1 podcast Twitter page. Let's do it, Luke. Aramba.